You're listening to the Nerd to Know Media Network. Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
All right, everybody, what's the story? My name is Dara O'Connor. Welcome to the Wrestling Rewind here on YouTube, Twitch, nerdtoknowmedia.com, and of course over on Spotify, where this is going to be uploaded afterwards. We haven't gone live in ages. I've been trying to go live and I haven't really found an excuse, but it seems like we need to go live more often. It's just myself. Martin's not here, but holy heck, CM Punk has been fired from All Elite Wrestling. So if you're in the chat, please I'll read your comments out. Want to know what you guys think about it. If you're just catching this on the podcast, this is why you subscribe to YouTube. This is why you subscribe to the podcast as well, so you get the whole feed when it drops. It is the 2nd of September 2023, and yeah, CM Punk has been fired. Tony Khan has issued a statement. CM Punk is no longer an active member or any member of the All Elite Wrestling roster following a backstage incident at All In London. Quote, this comes from comingsoon.net. AEW announced on Twitter today that it has terminated the wrestler and employment agreement with CM Punk, real name Phil Brooks, with cause effective immediately. The decision comes after the company did a week-long investigation into the incident that saw Punk allegedly put Perry in a guillotine choke. According to reports, it says, quote, that the AEW Discipline Committee has met and later convened without legal counsel, therefore making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk would be terminated with cause effective immediately. Tony Khan then issued a statement on the firing of its biggest, it says here, one of its biggest stars, their biggest star. Quote, Phil played an important role with AEW. You know it's serious when he uses his real name. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contract with cause is ultimately my decision and my alone, said Khan. Of course, I don't wish to share this with the news, I didn't have to share this news, which may come with some disappointment to others and our fans. Nevertheless, I'm making a decision within the best interests of many amazing people who work in AEW possible every week. Right, so what this basically means is Punk was held directly responsible for this, and you can read the full thing over on Twitter or X or whatever it's called. Of course, that's my Twitter there if you want to follow me at DaraWV. Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. Like, we didn't expect this. We literally did a show last night. It's up on the feed now. There's like 12 shows that they're dropping up on the feed. They'll go on the True Penny channel as well. But we were talking about this, and we were expecting Punk maybe to come back at All Out and this to happen again and go on and on and on and on. And it seems like, no, this is it. Punk is finished. I know Martin's busy, so he can't come on. But we probably will talk about this next week when the dust has settled. But as you can see, comicbook.com, all the wrestling websites, Fifil done amazing work on this, and they have a live stream as well up at the moment. So go and check that out. On the ground breaking news. But for anyone that didn't know what happened here, Punk basically got into a fight with Jack Perry backstage at All In, and he put him in a guillotine choke. And it seems like that has been confirmed. That is the narrative that happened. It goes all the way back. Look, it goes back 10 years. Really, this whole thing started with Punk leaving at the Royal Rumble, doing the podcast with Colt Cabana, then coming back and getting back into wrestling, starting Brawl Out basically last year from the Colt Cabana thing. And now it's led to umpteen headaches for AEW, and CM Punk is officially finished with AEW. Of course, Khan is the CEO, general manager, and head of creative in AEW. So, we kind of knew this was going to be his decision. Myself and Martin we didn't know why this didn't happen sooner. Of course, I'm a huge CM Punk fan. I really am. Like, I was at All In last week, and I bought Punk merch because Punk's class, But at the same time, you can't be doing this, and it's it's mad to think that this could be his last match. We could have seen his last ever wrestling match in ever. Because I mean, the question, and we posed it last night on the podcast. If you guys haven't checked that out, it's going to be live on Phoenix. It's going to be played on Phoenix on Tuesday, and it was live last night, and it's up on the feed now, so you can check that out there. There's a lot of content to go through, but that's our most recent content. But the question, I suppose, and a lot of people are probably going to ask, is will Punk go to WWE? I don't know. I mean, look, he's a huge star. In my opinion, he's AEW's biggest star. Or like definitely being in that arena. People love Punk, and he was one of the loudest reactions of the night. Huge merit seller, great grab, but he does come with issues, and we've seen this over and over and over again. We've seen what's happened here. We have a phrase on this podcast, but Punk, and it seems like he is. He's finished. He's done. But will he go to WWE? I don't know. I think they'd be silly to not do a play to get him, to not try to get him in for the Royal Rumble or Survivor Series. Now, the thing about it is, right, so it's important to mention, I'm jumping around a bit here, but it's important to mention, depending on a contract, now I haven't seen his contract, but with cause here means that he is fired effectively, right? So will he get paid out his money? I don't know. It could void his non-compete if there is one. So it's a little bit interesting to see here. We don't know what his contract was. We don't know what was there. But the wording of this doesn't seem like it's just a release. It seems like it's almost a breach in some ways of some terms that were there. So that could be advantageous for Punk, who may want to go to WWE or something like that. But if you're sitting there and you're on WWE's, creative board or whatever, you have to see this and you're like, oh, there's going to be problems here. And it seems like anywhere Punk goes, he carries this with him. It's been a consistent thing. But unlike AEW, I think WWE have a more strict control of their talent. And I know some people are like, oh, but this happened before. Yeah, it has, but it never got to this extent, or maybe because of the internet or whatever. I don't know. But you got to think, if WWE do bring Punk back, and it is a thing now, he's like, right, we're going to bring him back. We're going to, he's going to come in for the Rumble, or he's going to come in for Survivor Series, or even WrestleMania next year. There's going to be some terms. There's going to be some control on him to make sure he doesn't do this crazy thing that's been happening in AEW. In the ring, he was fantastic. It was like Punk of old. But man, like, having two of your biggest shows overshadowed, and even now, All Out is tomorrow night. Payback is tonight. Having your biggest show two of your biggest shows actually overshadowed by this, because this is still going to overshadow all Out. Like, it's in Chicago. Come on, it's going to be CM Punk chants all the time, and that's what's going to happen. You got to see, was this worth it? Like, again, I was at All In, and the only thing I was talking about afterwards, really, for the rest of the week, was this CM Punk thing on planes, talking with fans there. It was, it was crazy. It really was. So, is this the end of the CM Punk saga? Maybe not. We don't know. I mean, last time he walked away from a major company, it took 10 years for people to get over it. They're still not over it. Will he go back to WWE? We'll see. But for now, CM Punk has been fired by AEW. Thank you for listening, folks. This is your first time checking out the channel. Again, really appreciate it. We do a podcast every week. We have over 149 shows over on nerdtoknowmedia.com. You can follow the links here. And also, we do a nerd-based podcast on Nerd to Know basis, nerdtoknowmedia.com, thewrestlingrewind.com, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.